hurt, did it? And I don't know if I missed something or not, because then she was like, I don't know if she's making his. I didn't see anything that would have led me to believe that it hurt, so I don't know if she was making a dig at Karlak or something, because I had already made out with Karlak at that point. So I don't know, or tried to kiss Karlak or whatever. So I don't. Karlak was just like, hey, like go have fun with that alien, the angry alien. Just leave some for me.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Lost Lore Academia. They were talking about some video game, I assume, and I just
I assume.
That's what you think.
Oh,
That's
there
what
you
you
go.
want.
I know nothing. I know nothing. Oh, as soon as I went live, Kevin disappeared.
My food showed up.
Oh, of course, yes.
I'll be right there.
Go for it. Oh, I forgot. I should have waited until I had confirmation that happened. Well, Kevin is back, but right now it looks like a lie because he's not seen. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lost Lore Academia. This is our crazy interactive game where we have interactivity is the soup du jour. All of our various players in this game are collecting players from other games. It's a fun, exciting thing. It has a college energy to it for reasons I can't quite remember why. I think it's because when I said, hey, let's do this game, there was a lot of like dark academia themed study mixes on YouTube kept showing up in my suggested listens. I wasn't listening.
I think it's because we're all academic.
That's probably why. Probably is because you're also academic.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a nerd.
A nerd.
A nerd.
A nerd.
Derivative from the Swedish nördos.
Is it derivative from the Swedish nördos? That's what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Go
if
ahead.
we Google that, will it be accurate? Much like how Steven Spielberg directed Prince of Egypt?
Cold-hearted!
Just don't Google it, and then...
Knife to the stomach. Everyone's out.
It's destroyed in her spac.
Oh, man.
I can't believe she did that to me. I can't.
Fatality. Oh my god. If this were Mortal Kombat, that would be like fatality. Kalinornir wins. As she holds Dan's beating dignity in her hands.
Joke's on you, I don't have any of that shit.
That's fair.
Man, those Mistwalkers have changed her.
Oh, yeah, they really have.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of which, my dear friends, you guys have, and I quote,
Mistwalker hardly know her.
8 characters you could summon and 2 locations.
Stone Man.
Smash that button.
We have not done the Stone Man. We have not done that. However, as has kind of been the vibe here of late, we will not really be getting to that until we get into the game, because some things happened this week and the professor needs to speak to all of you. So before anyone is going downstairs.
Some of you have been some bad boys and bad girls.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what you did, and you need to not do that.
Okay?
I have to go home now.
Yeah. You're like, despite currently being home, I have to go home. Well, on that note, let's. Do we need more? Do we need more intro banter, or should I start doing recaps? You want more intro banter? Want me to talk about something else? Okay. Hey guys. Oh boy. Hey, what's the deal with Gen Z not liking sex in their movies? Asks a new column on the Hollywood Reporter, because the film No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence just showed up on Netflix, and it had all the Puritans complaining about all the sex in movies because they don't like it because it makes them, because, and I quote, it makes them uncomfortable to watch with their parents. That's the stated explanation.
That's just part of growing up, is being uncomfortable.
But everyone.
So Aaron has decided she'd like me to start the game instead, so we're going to start the game.
Okay.
Apologies. I went to the first news story I remembered, and that's what it was about.
I was ready for a nice tangent there, but that's fine. We'll go back.
That was a tangent that there was no give and take to that. I just said some stuff, and now we're moving on. We'll be accepting no questions after this press conference. So, after a summer off, the students have returned to Oakshire University. Excited to sort of get back into the process, but DJ3 actually was not present at the last one because he was at a hockey game, but he I'm sure you heard via text winning a hockey game. Well, yeah, probably it was winning based on previous roles. That Connor is missing. Connor went missing in Scotland, which is kind of a big deal, I would say, to college students. And he's been replaced by a man named Dr. Mark Stone, aka Armament. Armament is a superhero from the fictional reality of Top Flight, but he's not a character. He's actually a man. Professor Charles, or every time. Professor Davies seems genuinely, like, taken aback by whatever happened in Scotland. His energy is very different, and he has effectively sort of, like, asked you guys to pump the brakes on certain things, though you did summon a bunch of the characters you've been working on over the course of the summer last week. He has put certain prohibitions on what you may study. We're going to get to that in a moment.
The 1920s?
He also... well, we'll get to what those are, but he has also brought you a new, like a teacher's assistant has joined. Oh, is that a question to me? Okay. Oh, because I was about to be like, I don't think so. He has also brought in a new TA for reasons that have not become totally clear, but Frankie resents her to a certain extent because if anyone should have been the TA of this group, it probably should have been Frankie, according to Frankie.
Okay.
And according to logic, it should have been... I'll phrase it like this. If anyone should have been the TA of this group, it should have been Frankie, Callie, or Connor. Probably not DJ3.
What?
Or Nova.
Be a great TA.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
What does TA stand for, DJ3?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
Is your GPA the minimum required to stay on this hockey team?
no, it's better than that because we get to take a bunch of fluff stuff being on sports.
Because of all my independent studies, like in modern pop culture where I watch TV.
Yeah, like history of hockey, things like that.
Oh my god, I love history of hockey.
Yeah, it's a big time subject.
Harley May is your new TA. She's a graduate student, which was expressed to Frankie as part of the reason is these TAs are all grad students. They're not undergrad like you. You're a sophomore. But if any sophomore could have been a TA, it should have been you. Harley also might have asked Frankie, that might have implied she wants to hear Frankie's relationship with her mother based on how Frankie was talking to Tatiana Temple. So, Frankie may have multiple reasons to be like, who does this woman think she is? Also, just canonically, and in fact by design, it should be stated that Harley May is incredibly hot. She's
Nice.
not like the absolute highest level because we didn't roll high enough. But it was requested that they had a really hot character, and this is who they got. So great. So last week, students gathered. Dr. Mark Stone, aka Armament, sort of explained what happened, how he swapped places with this lad Connor in order to save him and some other students.
Specifically, our positions were transposed by a Rocky Jumper.
And it should be pointed out that, like, Armament has now really, like, come to understand who you guys know from his world. He was, however, DJ3, pretty frightened that by some of the things you've been summoning. Some of the villains, the fact that the villains of his world are all living in a recreation of Top Flight Tower, he didn't like that. And I was alluding to this earlier, but so basically the professor has kind of been like, y'all, this evil stuff is kind of weird, but he also said, Ubi Kas is a no-go. You guys may not try to research characters from Ubi Kas because that is what killed one of the students. A young man named Pat in Scotland was murdered by a character called Gidana, aka Murder Babe, according to Peggy. That was
Is that
Pierce.
Pat Mayo?
Yeah, Patrick Tiberius Mayo is who died. Yeah.
Sad.
Well, was it? I mean, it's tragic, but his last name's Mayo, so I think you guys know how I feel about it. In any case, Oh, that's because I don't like mayonnaise or sour cream or ranch dressing.
They're too spicy for you, right?
Nope. They're gross. They gross me the hell out. Armament did express certain concerns about the seeming fixation of the characters on summoning a creature called Maisie, a doll that he has some familiarity with, and how he sort of went to great lengths to stop it. He attempted to summon like the next location on the list, some place called the Dangling Balloon. They were just trying to see if Armament has the connection, but he was unable to do so. Wednesday suggested he try something he has an actual connection to, like Wildorado. And he was like, no, I'm not summoning a villain. But because it had already been started, he started transcribing pages about himself. And with the application of a great deal of power, last week, Armament summoned Armament. So... yeah, so now Armament is there. Armament talked to other Armament. They immediately were on the same side. Other Armament... What?
Other Armament.
I think we refer to them as Armament and Character Armament now that I'm looking at the recap. Character Armament was much more traditional comic booky. He did suggest that, like, the edge is off a bit. Like, even if he were to do some fighting for Armament, it would be kind of more like just training rather than, like you know, like life or death stakes. They swapped journeyers so they could easily communicate with one another. And Character Armament went off for orientation, while Armament reflected that this was what these students were doing here, given there's clearly like a magical source here that's allowing this, but like they must all have a bit of magical aptitude in order to be doing this. Like in a more magical universe, you know, kind of like mages with any degree of training could probably come here and sort of summon characters, which is kind of a terrifying thought. At that point, the students summoned so many characters. They summoned Narthex, Champ Comet, Psycho, Hoot, the Trapper, the Journalist, the Preacher, the Fugitive, the Bounty Hunter, the Drifter, the Great Perfumed Beast, and Basing Smoke, the Dragon, who is actually currently... I gotta go get Basing Smoke in a second. I left Basing Smoke. I took a picture of Basing Smoke. It's not on my board here. It's bad, guys. Guys, I'm not prepared for this game today, if you can't tell, because...
Do you have the sunglasses, Philip?
It's not this game, you bastard. My heart... Because
wait till we summon Whisper.
Joke's on you. They're here. Also, mild spoiler alert. I'm getting rough sketches back from Jeremy, and there might be a sketch of Whisper among them. Whisper Captain Eldritch, and it's pretty rad. She's pretty cool. So we'll hopefully be seeing all that later. But in the meantime, you summoned all these characters, thinking about what's going to happen. However, before we jump into tonight's session, we actually have to talk about something that you're all aware of. I almost wanted to like put this into the character, like the character group chat you have, but I was like, I can't really get in there. I probably should have told one of you. So actually, Frankie, I'm going to kind of direct this part.
You tried to slide into our DMs?
I would not do that to a bunch of college students. But apparently Dr. Mark Stone has done it because he's texting with a bunch of...
I haven't texted him. I have not, canonically, he has not texted them yet, so.
That's true.
How old is Armament?
33.
So we got a creepy old man in our group now?
Okay, hold on. I feel like we're saying things that are actually kind of hurtful is all I just want to... We should just be considerate of like everyone's ages not being actually old.
Nope, creepy old man in the group.
What do you mean? He seems so old from where Dan the player is sitting.
Oh god. We don't even have to play. We could just so in any event, Frankie, this past week, whatever research you've done has taken on a rather more immediate vibe. And I would imagine that you would have let everyone know this. Unless, of course, right now you say you wouldn't have, and then you can reveal all of this yourself right now.
Okay.
Entirely up to you. In your research into Top Flight. A new issue of Top Flight West appeared. Within this issue, a young man who had been saved by armament, a young college student, showed up in the comic book. Synth Devil said, "Ooh, you, my friend, have superpowers. We have to give you a super suit and a code name." And this young man, whose name was Connor, is now Archetype. Archetype possesses the power to summon characters from fiction and use their abilities. He teamed up with Beowulf, Lumen, Teleportia, who actually was late to that issue, and Synth Devil and Captain Eldritch. He teamed up with this group to go into a...
So Beowulf is in this issue.
Beowulf is in that issue that you're reading,
okay.
Yes. I think he attacked things with swords. They're teaming up with a character whom you've summoned already. The very sexy Baskerville. Baskerville is there, and they were teaming up with her because there was stuff going on at a college building in Scotland. Which probably seems already a little weird. Archetype joined the fray. I'll tell you what, give me an analyze roll. I know it's not your... Oh, actually, no, you could do a read person instead, which you get 3 dice for.
Threes.
Double threes, hey. Double threes, 3, of course, is dialectic... Oh, logic, true... Oh, analysis, perfect. And you're like... There was probably some part of you reading this where you're like, this isn't a comic book about Connor, right? Connor can't be in this comic book. There's got to be something going on. And then Archetype, who is canonically a college student from another universe who found he had superpowers, was thrown into a suit and told to help, started giving strategic orders to the professional superheroes.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay. Guys, Connor's in a comic book. Prompting Lumen to say, okay, what was the phrase? Small boy child?
No, it was supposed to be like, get off the high horse you rode in on, but
you called him something like
tall steed.
How tall was the steed you rode it on? Small boy child, or like young boy thing, or so, you called him something like
I
that.
forget what I said.
It was great. Probably worth me looking.
It was awesome.
And at the end of the issue, they had a big fight that did not finish. DNF. Sounds like Connor, she said.
Hey.
Your armament, what do you care?
Totally Connor.
For some reason, I feel compelled to defend his honor.
They were fighting against a devil knight who called herself Gidana, who the Connor character said that she was there at the place I went through. And at this, so basically you read...
On the Scotland side?
On the yeah, she was coming through a portal from hell there in Scotland.
Okay.
And they fought against her. We don't have to get into the specifics of the issue beyond that, but my point is, do you think you would have shared this with everyone else in the group, or would you have waited until you were all gathered on Wednesday?
No, I've told them all.
Okay. So this brings up a rather interesting, complicated thing, which is, I've never actually gotten into this, because you see, young Sir Boy, that's what Sophia is saying. Yes, perfect, thank you. I was going to try to pull that up, but I'm glad you got me to that. Excuse me, young Sir Boy. This brings up a question. In this past week, people have researched Archetype, and people have researched Gidana, sort of the devil from Top Flight. When all of our players, when all of our participants who are not players are doing stuff, because the folklore study students, like you got like, because that happened, did Frankie do that research? Or are there nebulous, unseen NPCs who also have access and can do the research but can't take part in any of the other stuff? I genuinely don't know the answer to that.
Well,
but in this moment, it kind of has it because sorry, go ahead.
I did get some guys to help me do the studying for this, so I didn't really have to do anything. I don't really know what they're doing.
Reveal.
Yeah,
all of our viewers who participate are
Yeah,
members of the hockey team.
I don't know what they're doing, but I don't
Um,
want to do all this reading.
I guess they're nebulous NPCs. Okay, so I think we said they were nebulous NPCs. That there's some problems with that story-wise, but that makes the most sense for how it works. The point is, Professor Davies is like. Professor Davies said nobody researched anything about Ubicos, but somebody this week did research into this character who is not the character from Ubicos, but is the same character now appearing in Top Flight.
Okay, but just because we research it doesn't mean we have to call them in.
An excellent point, and actually, I shouldn't have started this point until we gathered. So, with all of this in mind, sorry about this very long and meandering intro, we will now go to Hampstead Hall on a Wednesday night, because now access happens on Wednesdays. We're not sure why it changed from Monday, some cosmic reshuffling of something about acting classes. The point being, it is Wednesday. Armament,
For Wednesday.
you've been kind of acclimating to this mundane world.
Yeah.
Callie, DJ3, and Frankie, you all appear. This week, Nova is out because the ghost told her not to come.
Has anyone done a scan of Nova's room? If there are ghosts inhabiting it, it might be an issue.
No, it's just I'm sure.
I mean,
she's
they've
fine.
never harmed any of us, so.
Okay.
And how do we scan it?
Well, if I had access to some of the technology at Top Flight Tower, I might be able to do something about it. But
Are you trying to break into a college girls' dorm room, sir?
I'm trying to assess a security threat.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. Yes, I think that outside of these halls, at least, in our universe, ghosts are. I won't try to speak on whether or not they're real, but they're much less present than it seems they are. Are ghosts very prominent in his universe?
Isn't Callie her roommate?
Oh, your
Really,
universe-
all out of character, like all three of them live together, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
with Ursula, who's the nicest.
Not me.
Yeah, DJ doesn't live there.
No.
Professor Davies as well. Everyone, before we begin your additional studies, it appears that this week has been somewhat monumental. Frankie has told me about this comic book issue, and I've looked through it myself, and it does appear that Armament does. He kind of shows you the comic. Does this seem to be like the figure that you saw in the distance, as you sort of were transposed with Connor?
Yeah.
And this is where you were going. This seems similar to what you've told. So in other words, we're seeing a very brief 22 drawn pages into what was happening. This, I think by all accounts, we can... Do we believe that this was an accounting of what actually was happening?
I mean, that is exactly how Lumen would speak in that situation, so I believe it.
And it sure nailed Connor.
Lumen's gonna look through it and say, Professor, I don't know, even for everything we're doing here, that feels a little, no, that is him. That is him. When she gets to the part about him trying to command the team.
Can't we just put this guy back in there and take Connor back out of there?
Well, this is not a character. We have a character of Armament, but this is the real Armament, and even if we were to summon a character of this, what's his superhero name? Archetype, which, well, actually, based on what he's been studying, that's actually kind of clever. The point is, even if we were to summon archetype, that would not be Connor. Connor is in this dangerous world. And you say these only appear once a month?
Well, yeah, so there'll be another.
So we have to wait a month to see what else happens if we want to follow up on this. All right. Yes.
Doug, I think as you were saying, I think if we could, put myself back into the world I came from and bring your friend Connor back, I think that would be an admirable goal. I just don't. It seems that there's not quite the technology available here for us to really do that.
Yes.
Surely one of these magic book things can. What about that other book we used last time?
I don't. What other book? And Frankie and Callie, without... I think it is correct that DJ3 would not remember, but Frankie and Callie, without rolling, would know that DJ3 is referring to the Tome of Tales. A very powerful book that sort of like you were unable to do research into. A couple months ago, somebody tried researching the Tome of Tales, but you couldn't because it's just like, it's here on the shelves. It's not always easy to find, and it's even harder to make sense of, as its description actually broke Callie's brain. Because what it contains is everything that's ever happened. Okay, we won't go into it. What she didn't like was Category 5.
No, I mean, you can explain it, but if the professor is explaining it, Callie is doing it.
Oh, the professor's not explaining it. He is unaware.
Okay.
But if Frankie, maybe you don't go into the details, but would you say Tome of Tales?
The words?
Yes.
Tome of Tales?
Rephrase. In your explanation, do you think Frankie would use those words, or would she just say, oh, what was that crazy book?
I think she would say it by name.
Armament. The Tome of Tales is a book you are familiar with.
Yeah. Wait, you had the Tome of Tales here?
Somewhere in here.
I've seen the Tome of Tales in my own world.
Have you read it?
Did we read it? We read through it, right?
You did,
Yeah.
and in fact, you found eerily something akin to this, where there was a description of things you had just done in Yomitsukuni.
Oh, did you take notes?
No. So actually, Philip, I have a question. When I left last week, was I able to take the other journeyer with me, or did that go away?
It would not have stuck. And your journeyer couldn't have stayed there with the doors closed. It would have.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll pop the journeyer out and I'll have it like kind of like draw up can it make some kind of display of like whatever notes, like whatever data we collected or took on like one of the walls?
Yeah, we can do that. I guess strictly speaking, you could have it up here in the like you.
Could I have it make a holographic display or something? Or?
No. I mean the character journeyer could have come up into the thing. It just couldn't have left the building.
Right. Well, because I wouldn't have had it with me now. So
but yeah,
it
would have disappeared. Yeah. Okay. So if you're gonna do that, I think why don't you roll a journeyer roll? It's under your guardian powers.
Yes.
Just make a journeyer roll.
Do I get to add 2 for Magic Arcana?
You can add 1 for Magic Arcana.
Okay.
As this is not standard magic stuff. This is a specified thing, so your knowledge of it would apply only in part.
I have 2 3s.
With 2 3s, also logic and analysis. You remember that Whisper. So yes, certainly the journeyer can put out, like, the journeyer can show you guys an image of the book, which roughly looks like the large, thick tome you have seen. But you remember that Captain Eldritch had a theory about the Tome of Tales, that it may not necessarily carry only stories of alternate selves or your own selves or both or neither or Category 5. It may imply some deeper connection between all things that live and affect the world. And she ended by saying she's not sure you would want to find who wrote this. You also, if you'd like to share with them, this would be in your records, although you could tell the journeyer to stop doing it, what you guys did with the Tome of Tales to keep it safe when it was brought to you by Steeplechase, which
I don't.
Didn't we throw it in a pocket dimension? That seems to be our go-to move.
Put it in a demi-plane.
Yeah. I will. Yeah. I mean, I will. I will mention that. Yeah. So I'll just give them the. Since they've interacted with it, they might as well know.
Understood. So yes, you guys, you gotta get that recap I just gave there. That they had the Tome of Tales. It was actually brought to them by a supervillain who was like, I don't want to mess with this. They said, we're not sure what to do with this. They put it in a magical demi-plane, and then Synth Devil read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, really scarily.
Yeah.
It was the Christmas episode.
So that's what we did with it. I don't know if we're going like it's because you have all interacted with it. I don't know if that means that this is something that is how it is threaded throughout these different universes that we're in.
You mean
I guess
is it the same book in each universe or
right is there one that represents differently in each universe, or is there is it literally one interconnected thread in the way that if you were to imagine like a creature that exists and that can move through the fourth dimension, it's like one big worm through time space, right? Well, imagine if we're talking into going into higher dimensions, the way that like you'd have to like fold the universe in on itself, or fold like dimensions in on itself. Have you dealt with this, Professor Davies?
Not as such.
Well, given what's inside the book, I would assume it's the one that makes the least amount of sense.
If they put it in a pocket dimension, could it have been ours?
You were saying that our dimension is just a pocket dimension of theirs?
Well, I mean, if they're linked in some way, if Connor's there...
Isn't the library a pocket dimension? Can you have a pocket in a pocket?
I bet you can. I bet it's so cute.
Oh, that's a great idea.
There are genes that have like coin pockets in the pocket.
Armament.
Well, it's already been done.
Armament. Do an analyze, and this time put double magic arcana on top of it. Do your full magic arcana +2. Do an analyze for me.
2 2s.
2 2s. Strategy actually probably comes in here to a certain extent. There was another time that Top Flight was involved with putting something into a demi-plane that led to a universe being created based on what you heard last week about this whole blood from a stone thing. So potentially, this could have been, but you're not sure that this is all created by it's you're not sure about that, but
I don't know how the timelines would line up in terms of how everything has been working. Maybe if that's the case, then I'm curious to know more about. Have they told me about Amaterasu and the gods from the purple place?
They that would have only happened if you did that. The professor is unaware of all of that, and Harley doesn't know about any of that yet. She's just taking notes and looking damn good. And you get the impression she sleeps so well. She's so goddamn well adjusted. She's really hydrated. Ugh, her skin is great. It's disgusting.
When did she join us?
Hello, hi, Doug. My name is Harley, and I'm just kind of, I'm a TA, kind of overseeing stuff. I can go down in the elevator with you, so the professor has asked me to do this, although today I've really just been interested in listening to this. Don't even worry about me. I'm just here to offer you some guidance, some perspective. I've heard a lot about you. So.
Good things, I'm sure.
Uh-huh. So,
Son of a...
Yeah, absolutely. So she's like, as she's kind of pausing here, the professor will say, regardless, this past week, you have done research into archetype, which I can understand why you would, but also research was done into Gidana. And I've find that more troubling. I think that is not a path we should go down any further. In the comic book, it seems like Connor is worried that somehow she's been brought into reality there because of the studying about her that was being done. In our universe, part of me thinks we should stop summoning characters altogether until we have a little more of a handle on our situation.
That seems a bit rash.
We should probably get more heroes before we stop summoning altogether, because
We also did all this work. We might as well summon the ones that we have.
I'm not telling you not to summon more characters. I'm simply suggesting that there's a lot of entities down there, and so far, none of them seem to have the ability to harm any of you, but Mr. Mayo was not one of my students, and yet I feel a certain amount of guilt about his fate.
Generally speaking, from what you all have knowledge about the characters when they're just down in the area below, aside from just the way that their personality and dynamics might play out, do any of them have any actual power over any of the others? Or are they all equal on that footing?
A very good question.
considering no one's died or gotten beat up yet, I think no.
I mean, there's like the Umbral Queen seems to preside over all your Mistwalkers and elves, right?
Just the elves, and even then, I don't think it's all of them.
I think Tatiana's gotten her crew doing
Well,
some
again,
things.
is that social dynamics and power structures and hierarchies? Or first, are that if you were to categorize them, in the way that where I'm from, we might have categorized the power levels of different supervillains. Would there be ones that are inherently like if you put them in a head-to-head matchup, one of them overpower the other, or are there safeguards in place?
I mean, Elbrand will probably win because he's the best. He's my best bud down there.
I would say that Callie, DJ3, or Frankie, in order to really think about this, may make either an analyze roll or a detect vibe roll. Your choice.
Analyze.
That vibe it is.
I'm also resetting everyone's power because it's a new day. And
Make luck rolls.
after doing this, we do need to make luck rolls.
I got 2 8s.
2 8s. Ooh, that's knowledge secrets. Any matches?
I got 2 5s on detect 5, but only if we're both allowed. If DJ3 can detect 5, if there's only one of us.
No, you can both do it. DJ3, any success at any of that? No.
Nah.
DJ3's just like, I have no idea. Yeah. BJ's
Got
just
Harley here now.
He's like, Elbrand would win.
Yeah.
You got Harley here now. You're like, I don't have to think. Cool. Harley goes, fascinating. Callie, with your double 8s. Basically, I'm going to have you guys answer on 2 different things. Callie, you're going to be answering his question about actual power. You definitely know that some of these characters are stronger than other characters. You definitely know that they have different levels of power. You have yet to, however, see them going against each other.
Oh, but we should.
You've yet to see them
Add an
squaring
arena.
off. Certainly, you know that there are power ratings, power rankings. You're aware of that as a concept. Is there something you want to share? No. I'm gonna start checking chat.
You want her to go, Philip? It's in the art one.
I mean, it's not totally far off. You saw it? Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's it.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's like having seen some drawings. It's close.
Yeah.
So, in any case, yes, Callie, with your thing, you definitely know the characters that have different power ratings, like they have different rarities. different levels of ability, but you definitely have not seen them exploit those levels of ability over one another at any point. You, however, with your you said fives? Ooh, fives is evaluation and manipulation. Oh, perfect. You have noticed that these characters 100% are engaged in social dynamics. Social dynamics from the other world have carried over. Tatiana Temple is still the boss. The Umbral Queen demands respect of other sort of shadow elves. The Dread Lords are given a wide berth, being sort of powerful things.
But is that... Can I tell if that's just, like, left over from the feelings that they brought in here, or is it from, like, an actual power dynamic that, like, would have repercussions if they didn't?
It is, yes, you think it's more the first, and the power dynamic is a situation of, it's like school stuff, like any, like, no one's going to harm the others, but they might, like, ostracize the others, you know? It's like high school stuff, like, you know, it's high school. Like, there won't actually be a fight in the 5th class, you know, after in the parking lot. But, like, oh my gosh, this girl, no one's gonna sit with. Everyone's gonna move tables if someone sits down with them if they decide to. Yeah, it's that vibe.
But I also doubt that they would show us if one of them did have some power over another, like more than just click power.
No, maybe I think some of them have too much of an ego to not show.
Like one way to find out.
Yes, a coliseum.
Yes, an arena. That we can bet on.
This seems like
No.
similar to blood sport, so I don't know if I agree with that concept.
Well, I don't think they can die.
Yeah, so they're
So you're making
more like Pokemon, you know?
No, I don't know Pokemon. Was Pokemon in Top Flight World?
Everybody first roll 4d8 to determine your.
I already rolled my luck roll, and
Oh.
it was 8.
So you have 4 today.
4d8, you say?
Roll
No,
4d8.
I-
Oh, you got 3.
Yeah.
Lovely.
2 4s.
3
Whoa, yeah, you have 5 luck today. Congratulations, you have 4 luck today. I will change your luck for you. Congratulations. Callie. What did you roll?
2 sevens.
2 sevens. You also have 4 luck for today. Dr. Mark Stone, they didn't have Pokemon. The luck roll was irrelevant. They don't have Pokemon.
Okay.
But that just reminded me. Oh yeah, we should do that. Yeah, you're not familiar with Pokemon, so they can explain to you.
No. What is that?
Oh, it's like a game, and it's a card game. And you collect all the little monsters, and then you go find other monsters, and you battle more monsters.
You know, it's actually a
And
lot
you
like
gotta
this,
collect
except
them.
we don't have the coliseum.
You got to collect them all.
Oh, that sounds like a children's game called Topmon that we had.
I mean, when you say children's,
Yeah.
is that like, you know, us? Because, you know, we're young and in college, and then you are like
No, it was generally
45 or 50 and just hanging out on a campus?
No, I
Or
mean, that's pretty
it was
accurate.
generally marketed for prepubescent children.
Mhm. Or you know, children of all ages in their hearts. That
Yeah.
too.
I mean, if it brings you joy, I suppose.
Did Top Mon stand for Top Monsters?
Yeah.
I love it. So the professor is kind of, you know, just taking this in and saying, I did want to speak about the arrival of Gidana. That does concern me. I will have to take measures if Gidana is researched more, but beyond that, I will leave it to you if you please proceed with caution. But yes,
What measures?
well, potentially suspension of this whole program.
Well, so what would our resulting grades be in that event?
Well, depending on the circumstances in which I had to suspend the program, your grades might be deferred.
And what is that worth on the GPA
It's a
scale?
more complex thing in which the grade is sort of not given in time, so you'd have an amended GPA later. Frankie,
I don't think we
guess...
want to do that.
On a very rigid schedule. I don't know that I can.
Yeah. He says, I certainly don't want to do that. I'm simply saying elements of this are dangerous, and if you continue going down the more dangerous paths, I'm concerned. That's all.
Well, CM would be a good way to figure out if it is dangerous.
Potentially. Yes, I leave that up to you. I'm going to turn things over to Harley now so that she can sort of go through. And Harley says, so the first thing I want to ask is, given all that you've heard tonight, how are you all feeling about this process? Is anyone worried about their safety? Are you feeling that? Are you none of you really feel concerned about your own well-being?
Nah. Pretty sure we're still invincible in there.
Okay, great. DJ3, do you feel invincible, like on the ice as well?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Come to our next game.
Oh, I've been.
Are you going to be analyzing all of us like that?
No, I'm analyzing the program. My
Just
main,
a bit.
I am very worried about all of your well-being, but mainly it's how it relates to this process. Armament. What is your feeling on the situation?
You can call me either Dr. Stone or Armin, whichever is more helpful for you. I think, given that the students have spent a significant amount of time summoning characters and it's been safe,
Okay.
I think that they should use their best judgment.
Wonderful. Well, are you ready to go downstairs in that case?
Let's do it.
Wonderful. So she'll kind of, gesture and sort of lead the way and say, today I have been putting together some possible sort of exercises I'd like us to try down there, but today I still think whatever activity you all would like to take as a group is what I'm most interested in exploring. So whether it's summoning some of the characters who you... there is like a pile of all the transcribed pages. If you want to summon more characters, we could do that. Or if you wanted to set up some kind of coliseum like you're talking about. I
Yes.
noticed you had a performing arts center, so maybe you could do something with that. Yes. Well, what would you guys like to
Coliseum
try
may be
today?
mean. Not all characters are very battle oriented.
Well, you got to use your mind then. Or your other
Not all the
skills.
characters have minds, really.
Yeah, like that stupid brick.
I was thinking more of those poor voluptuans.
I know they're...
Perhaps after hearing you talk about having the characters engaged in cage fighting, maybe you shouldn't trust your best judgment. But that's just me.
My judgment
No
is
one said
very
cage.
sound, and I never said anything about a cage. More of an open arena.
I mean,
You were
look,
the
we
one
have
who
we have
wanted to see
we have
their power.
Yeah, but I never suggest that we have them fight each other. I think, this is the equivalent of having robots with an undetermined level of autonomy and sentience fight each other, right? How can we be sure that they are, even if they are mirror images of people, how do we know if they're people or not?
I mean, it would be a purely optional thing. We're not gonna force people to do it. It's just if they want to do it.
It seems like from the situation, it seems like if you told them to do something, they would be compelled to do it.
Now, go to there's going to be people at the Performing
no,
Arts
not
Center
the
right
power
now.
dynamic.
They kind of do their own thing.
I'll say that as you guys have been writing down, and Harley is just like writing all this down. She kind of smiles at you, like, just wanting to be on your good side. As the doors open, you guys notice various characters are hanging out, but a sight you do see before you is that character Armament is standing there with a well-dressed humaniform droid named Elbrand Brunt. And the two of them are, and like you've never seen character Armament with a bigger smile on his face. As Elbrand is there just, that's a literal hero. It is so I'm sorry that they've lost you. I'm sorry they've lost your real life counterpart, if that's what it is. Armin goes, thank you so much. You really seem to understand. And let me tell you something about this synth devil. Any concerns you have about this guy, I can understand why. You know, many droids are pretty problematic. Oh, hey everyone. And Elbren sort of,
EB, what's up?
DJ3, it's so good to see you. Armament comes over to character Armament, and says, this guy's real unfindon-like, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Everything okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's a pretty hell of praise.
I told you, great guy.
He's honestly kind of kept me from going insane here. He really talked me through kind of how to just not think about the fact that Tatiana Temple's, you know, sleeping in top form up there.
Yeah, that is disturbing, to say the least.
You're the Elbrand comes over and says, hi, you're the real Armament? Or the non-character Armament? Hi, I'm Elbrand Brunt. I'm from apparently a setting called Star Tales, and I just want to say, if you're half the hero that your character counterpart is, you're an inspiration to everyone.
Actually, I believe they're exactly the same.
Amazing. That's so interesting. Wow. Great.
Hey, Albert, what do you think of having like a little arena down here for some of you folks to let off some steam?
Oh.
Kind of get after it a little bit?
Well, I think certain characters would actually really like that. And you do, in fact, look over as the Soldier of Fortune is kind of just, like, shooting guns. Like, anybody else want to see what I can do with this thing? No? And La Trovador is like, keep doing it. I don't mind watching. You got it, baby. Pretty cool, right? So Elbert says, yes, I think some of the characters might actually... enjoy that. Others, and he kind of gestures over to Duchess Contessa, who's also shooting a cartoon gun at the sky, and he goes, would also probably enjoy that. Yeah, might be a good idea for some. Certainly not for everyone.
You guys think?
Well, now I'm concerned about the power dynamics because we really shouldn't be. They're going to feel compelled to do it, then I don't know. Oh, this goes against what I practiced all summer. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Perhaps, well, actually, I'll let you guys go to that. Do you think we're going to focus on this Colosseum idea today, or do you think we're going to focus on summoning characters today? Harley asks.
Man?
Armin kind of just like defers to the students at this point.
Both?
Oh, well. DJ3. Trouble making choices.
What are you writing?
Don't worry about it. It's all fine. It's just it's notes. It's not about any of you. It's about this whole process.
Frankie, she takes more notes than you do.
No, he didn't mean that, Frankie. He doesn't know what he's saying. He didn't mean that. It's not.
Well, I mean, she's been taking notes this whole time.
It's not. It's.
You know,
He's taken a lot of hits to the head. Honestly, it's been a rough.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, and some of us have the capacity to hold notes up here, okay? And then some of them, you know.
Uh-huh.
As Harley is like, you can tell that she wants to be taking notes about what just happened so bad, but she's like conspicuously trying not to.
Are you guys like in a contest? So.
Elbrand is just like, if you'd like, I could go and check in on what characters might be interested in a sort of friendly battle scenario, just so you know who to ask, who to invite to it. Because I heard Callie saying that you were worried about power dynamics, which honestly, Callie, you are such a clever and insightful person. to kind of be thinking, to be that thinking about it, to not just immediately say, oh, a fight would be fun, to think about, but what are the broader implications? What a great mind. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go check with some characters for you, just to do some legwork on that. It's great seeing all of you. Armament, and he kind of walks away.
So, are we summoning?
Summoning. Great. All right, you have some characters available to summon. Those would be you also have 2 locations available to summon. One of them is the dangling balloon, which you actually never summoned last time.
God damn it.
And the next would be Duchess Contessa's apartment.
Yeah.
It's available. In addition, you have some characters. You have the Gambler, the Sailor, Shta Sooth, the Stone Man, the Tourist,
Yes.
Beats Hufflor, Utina Daystriker,
Yeah.
and the Lich Queen Visibadiroth if you first summon Shta Sooth. There's 8 characters and 2 locations. You can summon all of those without issue, but upon doing so, you'll still have a lot of inspiration at that point, but like you'll be in the quadruple digits again. So it'll be sort of
Do it.
Go there. Okay. All right, what do you want first, or should I just do it as I choose?
Locations.
You summon first, Armament. You see a large tree is summoned with like a hot air balloon that is precipitously dangling from it. It's like crashed into it. The balloon has become sort of it looks very, very dangerous, very precipitous. And it is sort of hanging. It looks kind of like a thrill ride though. Callie, do you want that in the haunted area?
I don't know. I mean, it's not someone's abode. It's not a business. It's certainly not haunted. I don't know what.
It doesn't look haunted, but it looks like decrepit in that way. It's dangerous and treacherous.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
It's like a gnarled tree. Okay. In the haunted district. And as you do that, you see kind of in the distance Wednesday sort of assigning some minor characters to go, operate the rides. And also some of the Dreamlings are kind of going over there to like get in line to ride it. The next location is an apartment building. And as you sort of summon it, I assume you're going to put this. But here's a question, Callie. Are you putting it in the residential or are you putting it downtown? Because it is like an apartment building. It is.
We have a downtown?
Well, yeah, that's where like the bad drag, like the commercial district, like
Yeah, no, but it's not. It's a resident. It goes to the residences.
Understood. So a kind of like a very like sort of kind of thin, skiddy 4-floor walk up of old-fashioned design. While the interior maybe we can have some fun with, I do think just for old time's sake, the exterior is monochromatic, black and white and gray, as this kind of apartment building is conjured, set into the residential area.
Are the Star Tales characters gray now?
They are not.
Right.
They are not because I think they all started before the gray happened, so they wouldn't have been gray in any of your initial readings about.
But didn't you say Duchess got to be a little bit colored? Like,
oh no,
not
Duchess
like fully.
Duchess is fully colored now. She has a color.
Oh, I thought she was like a little muted. Okay.
Oh, if I said muted, that's because it's like she's still like a 40s cartoon, so it's like
Oh, okay.
It's got like film grain on her. And as you sort of land that space here, you see this 4-floor walk up. You do hear a scream from across. Home sweet home, baby! And as you see like a super fast running and a cloud of animated smoke, and then doing, Duchess Contessa shows up in front of her apartment and says, "Oh, just like I remember. Except black and white. But when we moved in, it was black and white. Wait, was it? I don't care." And she runs in. Freddy, are you there? Freddy, are you here? And you hear a lot of kind of like, it goes beat, 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 and then so much noise from one of the upstairs apartments. Just like cacophonous. It's like the sound of like jackhammers, the sound of like music playing, a choir. It's just like so much stuff's going on up there. Armament. This was you probably haven't seen much of this cartoon vibe, so that was.
Oh yeah, that's bizarre.
That was a new one. Harley is just like, there's cartoons?
We don't have a whole lot of them yet, but
Wow, this place really is magical. Okay.
I
Also,
think it might just be her and the wolf.
oh, okay. And
Oh, yeah, pretty.
I think in response to that, he'll probably show up and go, I'm a monster, technically, not a wolf.
Apologies, I'm sorry.
Oh, money, money, money. Money, money, money. Make money. Capitalism. You've summoned 2 locations that have, the dangling balloon is, of course, looks like some kind of, if there is a ride to it. Duchess Contessa's apartment, you're not sure what the ride there would be. You're not sure what the vibe of that location would be, but you can certainly go check it out at some point.
I mean, feel free to disagree with me, but I feel like it is absolutely the Roger Rabbit ride at Disneyland. It's just like
Roger Rabbit, right?
you control how fast you're spinning and stuff.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
No.
I think that's and like the line is like a Toontown thing. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. But you now have some characters if you'd like to bring them in as well.
Yes.
Shall I just go in order of let's bring your Mistwalkers first. How about that? The tourist appears. He's got a bag. He's got a camera. He looks around and goes, "Oh, wow. Well, gee, look at this place." You notice that at this point, the soldier of fortune, the preacher, the fugitive, the drifter, the bounty hunter, all of them, all over the park, all exchange a worried look and make themselves very scarce. And the tourist just begins setting off, and Wednesday's chasing, "Sir, excuse me, sir, I need to give you an... Oh, he's a little... Can someone find him? We need to give him orientation." He's like, "Wow, what's in here? Oh boy, I'll just make myself at home, huh? Okay, wow, what a cool place. Oh my gosh. Do they take traveler's checks here? My goodness." And he is just moving his way through. Next up. She's in a very cool suit. Fedora. Probably flipping a coin, but I didn't have a good thing for that. You can take it if you want to. The gambler shows up and goes, well, what is this? Is this a new casino or something?
No gambling. No gambling.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
We should add a casino too.
No, absolutely not. We should not. No.
I'm hearing one of you say something I don't like, and one of you says something I like.
Yeah, we should definitely find
No.
a casino.
Casino
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. My name's the Gambler. What's yours? You want to make a little money? What do you got to bet?
Yes, I do.
I love this. That's perfect. Wednesday is pulling her away. It's like orientation. She goes, "Orientation. Yeah, got it." She goes, "What's your name, friend?"
Call me Doug or DJ3.
Doug or DJ3. All right, Doug or DJ3. Let me just put something in your mind before I get shuffled on over to whatever's
I'm
going
in.
on over there.
No, absolutely.
You're my new best friend, Doug or DJ3.
No.
We'll be talking more later. I got a couple games of skill that I think you might really enjoy.
Oh yeah, I definitely got that.
Tips her hat to you and heads over. It says, "Lead the way, Toots," and she heads over. Next up. Yar, garg, 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 garg.
Aww.
Yar, well, Well, the foul winds brought me in here. I can't get the damn focus on me, and that's fine. You can see him now while I try to just make the thing focus on me.
He looks like
there
the
he is.
sea captain from The Simpsons.
Well, that's sort of the vibe of me, lass. I'm an old salt. I got a beard like this. I got a peg leg. I got a pair of binoculars for looking
Does
at
he have a
things.
beard on top of a beard?
Yes, and interestingly, I didn't do that. That is just from the Sea Captain Lego. It's
wow.
that beard with a beard on top. It's very weird. Yarg. So there you go. And with that, Callie, you do have a certain feeling of relief as all 13 Mistwalkers have been summoned into the game. You have the whole set.
Okay.
But DJ3 is probably more interested in 2 other individuals. Let me make sure I'm identifying them right. Yes. First up, is Beats Hufflore.
Yes.
Aw, she's super cute.
Beats Hufflore is like, hey everybody, I'm here to make the music happen. And you hear Champ go, hey Beats, over here. She goes, that's my cue, and rushes over, and then it's a boom 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 boom. At which point Utina Daystriker shows up, holding a Porg and a droid. And she's like, that's my cue, and she runs over. And
The band is united.
and then it's a boom 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 sweet sweet boodly boop boom 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 boom. Come on, let's do the thing. Oh, Corella Villa music is the best kind around. Do do boom 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 boom.
He's just holding a porg.
Boom 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 boom.
And Haldir's bar is complete.
Yep. Oh my god. Yes. At which point Haldir rushes out and says, "It's my band. I'm the main character," and he dumps oil all over his chest and just starts dancing as the Corella Billy music is playing.
Yep. It's all gonna be in my head.
Yeah, all those classic Corella Billy tunes we know and love.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. It doesn't ever get. It doesn't ever get.
Real earworms, right? They just stick with you.
Well, she stole my swoop, but she let me be my droid. Oh man, what's happening?
Summoning.
Summoning. Okay. Next up. A skeletal wizard with a gray cloak and a hat and a sword in hand appears before you, and the mood drops because it's as kind of like, even as dangerous as those Mistwalkers are. I apologize. I don't think Aaron cared for this one. As much as the Mistwalkers have an edge to them, there is something distinctively frightening about Stasuth. As they stand before you, this is an archlich. A great lich just looks amongst you all and says, "Why have you summoned me? Is this a dream? Is this a dream within a dream? What is this place?"
Library.
A library. A repository of knowledge. Across the way, another lich spots this one. A lich whose non-existent heart would skip a beat if it were still there. This is the lich whom my Vorgazity loves. But Stasuth despises him.
Oh no.
Stasuth loves the next character you're going to summon. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum. Bum 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 bum. The Lich Queen Visibadiroth. She stands in a white gown with her hair up in a Rococo style, wielding a scepter of bone. I feel like this character is kind of just very, kind of like, you know, monotone, but that's her vibe. The Lich Queen is the Dreadlord of Ignador, and is in a, and we won't go into the full details of it, but she appears and says, "Who dares summon?" Oh, and she sees Eye for Gosity and is like, ooh. But then she sees Stasuth and goes, ooh. But Stasuth sees her and goes, ooh. But then again sees Eye for Gosity and goes, ooh. And Eye for Gosity sees the Lich Queen and goes, ooh. But then sees Stasuth and says, ooh. And thus you understand the dark fate of the three Liches of Ignador. Who all... No exit! Don't worry about it. In any case, as they move aside, there is only one character left to summon. A character I still have not done any work on.
Oh, well, if it's not ready, we should
And a
hold
character whom KJ has said on many occasions she would prefer I not do. Callie, I'll tell you what. It's not Callie's forte, it's fine. Callie, I'd like for you to make a detect vibe roll. You haven't met this person, but you've heard people talk about the Stone Man. Make a detect vibe roll. If you'd like to spend power to do better on this, you can, for this important roll.
It's 2 per die.
It's 2 per extra die, correct?
Eat this.
I'll spend 6.
So she's rolling 5 instead of 2.
2 2s.
2 2s. With 2 2s, Callie, I think 2s being, well, communication. Okay, I'll say that, Callie, you do have a sense from what you've read of the Stone Man. You've never personally researched the Stone Man. You might have researched other things, but never the Stone Man. You definitely know that the Stone Man's voice is going to be bothersome to you. So if you'd like to make your case and speak your piece, to not do it. You are aware that this is something that you have, like... This basically, I'm saying that we've known that KJ, the player, is like, keep the Stone Man out of this game. But at this point, we will say that Callie, the character, could make that request if she so chose.
Allie is far too interested in learning and experiencing things to ever ban that.
Okay.
So.
I'm sorry I made you waste 6 power then.
No, it's fine.
I mean, unlike on Friday night, the power comes back pretty quickly, so it ain't a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, there is actually something about what we're about to do that is... I have to double check something because I was wrong about a thing here. Indeed. Perfect. Okay. Because the Stone Man... This is the first time you guys have summoned a character of this rarity. The Stone Man is mythic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't we have another mythic?
You have a mythic from the beginning. Tatiana Temple is mythic.
Oh, but we
have
didn't do anything to get her. We just got her.
Okay, well.
The case begins to shake, and you know how, like, in video games, like it's like sometimes you summon, imagine there's like a little like green burst around it, or a blue burst, or a purple burst. This is gold, baby.
Gold.
And suddenly, the case disappears, and the world goes dark, and in your heads, all of you hear,
Absolutely fucking not. Are you serious?
"Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh man, it feels so good to be in a place again Why is everyone trying to keep me in the dark? Baby, don't leave me in the dark.
Not okay.
Somehow heartache feels good in a place like this. Oh, baby, I can wait all night. And you see the stoned man. Now the stone man's supposed to have.
Is he naked?
Well, he's made of stone. It was, the problem is I only have gray. He's supposed to have long hair and sunglasses, but instead he has a gargoyle face and
No, but
hair.
is he naked? Him being stoned doesn't mean anything. Michelangelo has David has a dick,
No,
alright?
so yes, this is the thing. What he's wearing is jeans and a leather jacket, and he's got long hair and sunglasses. And I'm sorry, I couldn't find a good grayscale of that.
Well, that's fine. I just need to know if there's stone dick all over the place now.
Oh, stone dick, baby.
No, God, no.
Big
God.
I wish there was stone dick still. That's my problem, baby. I'm always hard, but never in the right way. And as he says that, you hear, like, piano chords, like, dun, da, dun, da, 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 da. It's like, oh, there's a song in this. There's so much beauty in the world. I gotta sing about it every night of my life. Wednesday, after a few moments, says, yes, sir. This way for orientation, sir.
I'm sorry, is the world still dark?
Oh, no, the light, as soon as I held him up, the light came back.
Okay.
Basically,
Nice to meet you.
When you summon a mythic, it's like there's like an animation. And he looks back at you and goes, the pleasure's all yours.
No.
Yeah.
What am
Got a
I?
whole
What's
Check out
that?
our Performing Arts Center.
Performing Arts Center. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Now that's the kind of place a person could make beautiful music. I could write a beautiful singer the most gorgeous song you ever did hear, and she'd sing it all alone in a spotlight. And then she'd realize the audience is full of everyone she ever blew off, and they're just staring at her. Just staring at her in the cold. And she'd never sound better. He walks away with Wednesday.
I believe we should discuss being more picky about who we summon. Perhaps there should be more parameters we lay down.
Harley's
rules.
like, what? Who's that? What was going on with him? Why did everything get dark for a second when he came out?
That's never happened before.
Because he's like a talented performer or composer.
Callie, give me an analyze roll.
Two twos.
Oh, it's 2 2s. That's like, yes, because that's is that arithmetic or grammar? Rhetoric, sorry.
My stomach hurts.
I apologize. I'm sorry, but also, he's here now. Get used to him. He and Elbrand can just be the coolest guys in the world. So the Stone Man's arrival, Callie, I think with a second degree success, you know that it's because he's mythic rarity. He took so much more. He took so much more pages. People had transcribed them for so much longer. That's the reason. The mythics are a bigger deal, and almost an illustration of that point. I do share that with
Yes.
Harley. Yeah, Harley's like, wow. Almost an illustration of that point. However, a character is marching rapidly across the plaza. Cigarette holder in her mouth, perfectly closed stuff, and she says, "Someone worth my notice just appeared. Where are they? I have to make an introduction." Frankie,
Yes. Hello.
did you just summon someone who matters?
I helped with it. Yes. Thank you.
Good work, dear.
Thank you.
Where are they?
Team.
Orientation.
I decidedly chose not to look where he was going.
Which
Maybe
one?
the Performing Arts Center.
Oh, the big stone fellow.
Yes.
Stone man. Understood. Mythic like me. Love it. She kind of looks at Armut and says, settling in all right?
No thanks to you.
It's never thanks to me. And she marches off evilly.
She's actually been pretty helpful.
Nicer, right? She's been nicer.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's-
that that's the word I would use.
Okay, wow. Well, all right. This was excellent summoning. You have you had quite a backlog here. It seems now you've really used a lot of these characters. That's great, and you have two new places to explore. Well, this is exciting. I guess. Okay, I have a lot of questions and a lot of thoughts, but the main thing I want to talk to you all about now that we're here, and please add to this, but what are some of our goals as a group? What is it that we want out of this process? I mean, you've already created this wonderland here. You've summoned all these amazing people. So many. I mean, have you even explored all these amazing buildings and locations? Have you gotten to know all of these characters? There's now. I mean, I feel there's. There's almost 100 of these people now, right? What is it you want to do? What are your goals? Is it the building of a coliseum to see how they interact?
Yes.
Is finding your
No.
friend Connor? Is that your main goal? Is finding a
Oh,
way
yeah.
to do that?
That one
Oh, is
too.
that even possible?
I don't know. It's just.
Oh, a casino.
No.
I mean, I
Absolutely
think
not.
I'm going to put it down because it's something he might. Yeah, there's no. Please say anything you might want. It's not saying that's the next thing you'll do, but armament. You wish to find a way home. Did I understand that correctly?
I think that it would be probably better for both Connor and myself to be in our native dimensions, but
Understood.
while I'm here, I'm willing to help with whatever is needed.
Based on that comment, Connor seems pretty comfortable already where he is.
It's good that he's able to adapt so easily.
Elbrand somewhere is like, this Connor guy. You know, I always liked Connor. He's a cool guy too. Glad he's gonna thrive wherever he is.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say the main goal is to pass the class with an A if possible.
Oh, and then also fill the trophy case.
We don't have a trophy case.
Yeah, we have a whole trophy room.
You mean the hall? Okay.
Yeah, there is like I think it's in the base of the elevator building and clock tower, right? That's where you have all your items or in display cases.
I forget, is Train one of our characters here too?
Train is here, yeah. Train is too busy not wanting to hang out with he's added armament to the list of people he doesn't want to talk to because
Yeah.
the guy has no taste.
100%.
So what would your goals be for now? What is your next move? Are you most interested in Connor and armament? Do you think we need to should we focus our work there, or would you rather build new spaces here, or just explore what you already have? I guess that's really my questions. I do understand, and I know Professor has some understanding, and Mr. Armand, I know you had some thoughts on this as well, but there is this character of Maisie who I see that basically you're able to summon once you get something called the Fleecing Schemester, and all you need for him is to. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I don't know if quite familiar is the right term, but familiar enough.
It appears that in order to bring him here, all you need is the 3 great boons, and you already have the smooth cigar. So all you need to do is find the frosty beer in Der Privatgarten, which kind of like you hear some like oompa music in the distance, and there is the Privatgarten there. So like you could go do those missions to do that, or something called the Bikini Girl Magazine Swimsuit Edition. That seems redundant. From a place called the Beach Read, and I notice a lot of that has been the most frequent research lately. That is. The Beach Read is a beachside open-air bookstore and newsstand featuring all the finest magazines for the discerning adult, as well as large-format premium art books with superior and extremely classy erotic photography. Tropical cocktails and chocolate-covered strawberries are What? Okay, well, in any case, so yeah, what are your next steps? What is it you want to do over the next week so that we can try to make some progress next Wednesday?
Well, I do think that we probably should. If it is possible to bring Connor back, maybe we should do that. And then I do think I need to focus on summoning some good guys because I think we've done a lot of damage here. I think we've gone in a weird direction.
Well, I wonder if in that case, and it also I said next week, but now this thing only opens every 2 weeks. Crazy. I wonder if that means we should attempt to summon the character of Connor. If we should try to get this archetype here, so that maybe he would have more insights and we could, and he'd be a hero, I'd assume.
What about? You mentioned you threw the book into a demi-plane. Can we find that demi-plane to then get the book, then bring Connor back?
That's an interesting thought.
How would we even go about doing that?
I would imagine it's in these things somewhere, right?
Up in the library, that's where you said it had been on the stacks before. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can certainly attempt to maybe in a couple of weeks we can try to find the Tome of Tales. Certainly. Okay. Well, it seems like if that's kind of maybe we'll focus our directions in that. And the professor told me that he used to sort of motivate you by giving extra sort of credit for certain materials. This is, it's been a while since we've done like a themed week or 2 weeks, so that's what I'm kind of getting at here. But
it's summer vacation.
It was summer vacation, of course, but the point is, for Frankie's benefit, some extra credit will come in the form of some. So basically, I don't know exactly what the book fair will be for the next 2 weeks, but it will somehow be related to Tome of Tales, researching Connor, or researching archetype, all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of where we'll pause. But Harley says this was really interesting, though. Thank you all, and I hope that you're. How's everyone feeling now after that happened? Is anybody upset by what they heard from the Stone Man? Because he seemed. Yes, Callie, would you, if you want to talk,
Oh no, I'm just bothered.
Just sure. I would think it would be kind of almost more concerning if you weren't, because I'm definitely pretty upset.
But now we can put the whole band together.
You keep saying put the whole band together, DJ3. What is? I'm catching up here. What does that mean? Is this some power he has now that you have him?
He's the composer, so we bring all of our performers together.
Fascinating.
And we can put on the best show.
He's a composer.
Ever.
Honestly, that makes so much sense. Okay. I understand who he is now. I'm still grossed out, but now I get it.
I get nothing.
Okay, perfect. Frankie, how are you feeling about the situation?
Great. I'm fine. Dr. Stone, could I have a word with you before we leave the library today?
Ooh.
DJ3. Ooh.
You were accusing him earlier of trying to break into young women's dorms, and now you're.
But now it's Frankie pursuing him. Totally supportive.
If a younger woman talks to me, that's all the license I need. Okay, so as you guys ride upstairs in the elevator, away from this
before
place.
We go up.
Oh yeah, sure, DJ3. Yeah.
Can we do the? Can we kick things off with the deck of wonderful things?
You can, sure. So you want to find Ellibog?
Really quick though, we don't have to do it. Callie is going to tell Wednesday not to let the Stone Man work at any of the food stalls.
Him and the Inside Man can do one together. It'll be great.
No, not allowed.
Let the Stone Man Work at food stalls. Hilarious. All right. So, DJ3. If you're gonna ask for your girl, let's see here. Ellie Bog. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I have to pull up the right spreadsheet. I've got to go into my spreadsheet.
But we can do it another time too. It's
I mean, you will have more time for it later, but I can do it now if you'd like me to.
no rush. If you'd rather do it another time.
Do you guys want this to be 5 minutes longer or not? That's really all I can
Fine,
say.
yeah.
Okay. You haven't been here a minute. It's fine. I am just trying to find my... Oh my god, because it's not in that. It's in this. Sorry. Okay, I've got it. I've got it now. I know where it is. Ellie Bog will show up in her sort of typical, the candles singing a song. Oh, hey, DJ3. It's good to see you again. Ooh,
Good to see you too. It's been a while.
Yeah. What's going on?
You got some new jams for us?
Sure. I was standing on a street corner dancing in a cherry coke high. Ooh, ooh. But then somebody came by in a classic car, and I thought, this reminds me of Elvis. La 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 la. Lipstick and sticker books and everything. La 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 la. Is that enough?
Mm-hmm.
Enough.
Okay. You're going to draw. But anyway, she sings for you.
Yeah. Can we draw from the deck here?
Oh yeah, you can draw from the deck. I think last time you drew from the deck, that was like as powerful as it gets. So I don't know that you'll quite have that level ever again. But yeah, you can draw, no problem.
And can Callie and Frankie draw too?
Typically just one person can draw at a time.
Okay.
That's more for time than anything else. But yeah, you want to make a draw?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure thing, baby, you can make a draw from my deck. And then we'll play go fish in a log cabin, la la la, mid-century. Okay, how many cards down do you want? Actually, wait, first tell me I'll cut the cards when you tell me.
Cut.
How many down?
3.
Talons.
Whoa.
Now, in a deck of many things, talons is the worst thing that you can draw. In a deck of many things, when you draw the talons, what happens is every magic item you carry or wear disintegrates. Your artifacts don't disintegrate, but they disappear from your person and are no longer yours. But when you have a deck of wonderful things, DJ3, suddenly your fingernails are covered with the most delicious corn chips you've ever seen. They're shaped like long talons in a variety of delightful flavors.
Like bugles?
Like bugles. Corn chip nail tips. Just
I'm sorry.
So tasty.
I'm sorry. Have bugles just manifested onto his fingers? Or are you saying his fingernails have now transformed into Fritos?
It's more like a Frito than a bugle. It's more like a corn chip, tortilla chip. But they're like over the top. So no, his fingernails are fine. It's like on each one, but it looks like he has talons.
Okay. Fine.
You want to try?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. I just this.
Frankie,
No.
you want some?
Who was this tiny woman singing like Lana Del Rey? What was happening?
That's Ellybug.
Oh, okay. La 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 music festival.
He was the original performer here.
Okay. You like performers. Okay, DJ3. No, I don't want any of your finger chips, but thank you. Okay.
Mark?
DJ3. These are the
Nothing.
best. These are the best chips you've ever had.
Oh, they're so good.
And as you consume them,
You guys are missing out. Do they regrow after I eat them?
Oh, please, God, no.
they do not regrow. But I would actually like for you to roll a d8.
3.
Okay. You gain a new knowledge of herbs and spices.
Yeah.
Every single one you taste, you understand what it was, and you now have +2 in herbs and spices.
Oh, man. Can't wait to make more of these.
Great.
DJ3, have you ever heard of Chicola?
Of the what now?
Chicola.
No.
We'll talk.
You sure you don't want one of these? They're delicious.
Sure, yeah.
Best chip I've ever had. I've had a lot of chips.
You're like, and it's all because of the time
Yeah.
and the money. So, as you enjoy those and you guys ride upstairs, Frankie is going to pull Armament aside.
Dr. Stone, sorry, I've had kind of a parasocial relationship with you for a while, so I'm trying not to overstep here. Do your powers work in our world?
To a certain degree, it feels... I think if I had to best describe it, it feels more grounded. I think...
So, specifically, flight, does that one work here?
Yeah, I just levitate off the ground in front of you. Yes, I can fly.
Could you take me up?
Where do you want to go?
I honestly, I don't care. I wanted to feel it for such a long time, and like whenever's good on your schedule, or like I could pencil you in. I have like 17 blocks open next week. I would so love it.
Oh, you want to go for like a aerial tour? You don't just want to go into the air?
Well, either I really just want to feel the feeling in my stomach, but as high as we can go. How high can you go? How high can you go?
He seems to be able to fly like he could fly very high. I mean, until it would be like a problem with like pressure, temperature, stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, also that's the thing. How like in my suit in the comics could withstand the vacuum of space.
Yes, your suit here probably also could, but in a more like, but it'll feel more like gravity than like Guardians of the Galaxy. It'll feel like I'm withstanding space and I could die at any moment. Not I'm withstanding space. Let's fight a thing. You could trivially take her up at like helicopter, like elevate, You could fly her around for fun, but you probably would not take her like up to like the
right. Yeah, I wouldn't go like to low orbit.
Okay, well, let's not put limits on it now. Yeah. You can think about it.
I mean, if you right now, I can just if you want to go a couple hundred feet in the air right now, that's no problem for me.
I wasn't prepared for this moment. Yeah. Oh, but can we also go like a little bit side to side?
Sure. If you point, and I will go where you want me to take you.
So as you guys step out into the crisp October night outside of Hampstead Hall, making sure Armament, superhero is always good at finding when like no one can see them. Which again, for this 33-year-old man escorting his college girl out, that's whatever. Point is, you take her behind a building, find some isolated bushes, and
what are you doing?
if you do want to sort of fly her up, Armament's physicality is good, but not like preposterous. But go ahead and do a move flight roll.
I'll throw 3 extra dice on there. Just why not?
Sure.
End of the night.
End of the night, indeed.
Two 8s.
With 2 8s, oh my god, which is like knowledge secret, like you're showing her the secret unaided flight of a human being, something that it's interesting. We're all capable of imagining it so well. Like it's like they've talked about this with like the witches in like people who like during witch trials, like how people can so easily imagine what it is to fly, even though back then no one had flown in any capacity. There's just something about it that's like intrinsically understood in our lizard brains. You take Frankie up and she experiences true unaided flight, something that in your world is de rigueur, but here is not de rigueur.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the 1978 Superman, the Christopher Reeves one? Where he's flying her and it's like, can you read my mind? When the Superman flies Lois Lane in her nightgown. You know that vibe? That's the vibe. Roll a detect vibe. 3. No matches. Cool. You're not even wondering about what the vibe of this is. It's amazing. He's also flying pretty quick. He's not like breaking the sound barrier or anything, but he's like flying quick and like whooshing along and like, you know, like he kind of, because his perception is so high, he like knows where people are, so he'll kind of like whoosh overhead. He takes you on a good like, you know, like 10-minute, you know, flight.
Tour of campus, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
a tour of campus, maybe even goes out. You could probably make it like out over the water, kind of just like over the ocean.
I'm not trying to make this weird.
No, you're in your mind, you're like soaring over California. Let's go. Zoop. Oh,
Yeah.
You'll see some water. Boom. To Frankie, it's like whatever it is to Frankie.
Water.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun to do over water. You'll feel the ocean spray. Do that. And yes, he then lands you 10 minutes later.
Was that? Did you enjoy that? Are you okay? I know sometimes people get a little nauseous when it's the first time they're flying.
No, I'm just I'm trying not to cry. Thank you. I'll see you later.
I assume she scurries off at that point.
Yeah.
Can I walk up eating my chip fingers?
Disgusting.
They're gone. You have to
No!
finish them. You have to finish them inside the building.
Oh man, I'm just watching them from inside the building.
Yeah, you're
My
watching.
chip
You
fingers.
see them land from a leaded window as leaded window
Peeking through
as you eat your
the
last
blinds.
one, and you're like, ooh, marjoram. Yeah. Well,
Callie.
and on that note, we will end tonight's episode of Lost Lore Academia. That I will say that what Frankie asked for at the end, I was not expecting that, but what a fun and whimsical beat, as opposed to the normal nonsense in this game, and the arrival of such.
No.
a cool
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so good.
Don't worry, I'm here to
I
make
couldn't-
beautiful
It was
music.
a fine ending. It was a fine ending. And you had to go fucking do that. Oh my god.
I did have to go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was delightful. Join us in 2 weeks to see what happens on our character's quest for more information on one Connor Draper. But that's not the only game we have on this channel, nor even in this time slot. Join us on Friday for Blood from a Stone. This is our Halloween episode, even though we're going to be a little short-handed because some of my players have to go to Halloween parties on the weekend. Join us on Sunday for A Strange Lore, where we catch up and see how things are going for Cora and Louise and Ted, as the energy of that game has become a lot less fun and a lot more scary now that her ex-fiance has showed up. He was supposed to die in the war. join us on Monday for Theme Party. This most recent Theme Party was a super on-point episode where everything continued based on the presence of characters like Little Sally Distraction and a dog called Side Quest. Everything was totally on the main spine of the storyline. No diversions at all. So next week we'll probably be back on the main storyline. We might even make it into the bar finally. They've been looking for this bar for episodes. Tuesday happens to be October 31st, which happens to be Halloween. So this coming Tuesday, Halloween night, join us for a very special one-shot, mildly connected to the Top Flight games, this game to an extent, and Blood from a Stone. It is called Guild of Secrets, The Doom That Came to Burbank. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a bunch of 1930s pulp heroes in the time just before the superheroes appeared on the scene. Going to be a lot of fun, so please join us for that on Monday, or on Tuesday rather. And then 1 week from tonight, we are back with Formation Nation on the 1st of November. Maybe we'll have some cool new artwork for you on that one as well. Very fun. So yeah, that is kind of our lineup for the next week or so. Go to our Discord to interact with us, participate in this very game for downtime. I will post a new, it'll be kind of maybe like 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow. I will post our new book fair starting tomorrow. So there will actually be something that gives extra rewards for the next 2 weeks. Something related to getting Connor back. I'll have to figure out what exactly that would be. Join us, and then you can also go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to the wiki to read about all these games and how they interact. Everything Sophia does there is super cool. Thank you to everybody in chat who was participating and posting, sending people to post mocked up photos of a archetype in our Discord. That was pretty funny. Thank you to everybody thanks for all their hard work on bringing about the Stone Man. It's been a long time. We're glad he's finally here. And this is also, on an unrelated matter, this is KJ's last game on the channel. So I want to thank her.
I just want to make one small correction. It is actually very related.
Uh-huh.
It is absolutely for that reason and that reason alone.
Understood. Copy. So yeah, please join us for all of that fun. Would anybody like to plug their own channels or activities?
Well, real quick, also, I would just like to thank, I guess we would all like to thank Brenninger for giving out 5 community subs tonight. That's very generous. We appreciate that immensely. So thank you for the continued support of the channel.
That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. It's hugely appreciated.
And Brenninger, the 5 subs, the only reason we have not banned you yet.
Oh, it was an edge case, but you just did that right in time.
And look, and we know a thing or two about Edge. Yeah, okay, yeah. Anyway,
all right. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
I stream on Twitch sometimes. Yes, games. Been doing bouncing back and forth lately between Baldur's Gate 3 and still Golden Sun. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Come hang out when I do it.
Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate you all. This has been great. Harley did give you an A for today's session. Until
she's giving out grades?
Well, yeah, she's the TA.
Oh my god.
We all got an A?
You all everyone got an A or something, or the equivalent of an A for them.
I've already graduated from medical school.
She's clearly not giving grades to you, Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
So an A. Sweet.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, class dismissed.